we have to give God, the universe, wiggle room to work.
His magic.
Oo, His divine plans for us. Because I was not planning Deia. I was negotiating to have a baby at
Really?
42.
What?
Yes.
Oh.
And God stepped in. Sabi niya, girl, it's time.
It's time.
Halika dito. Hinila niya talaga yung buhok ko. Ganun.
Amihan or Darna?
Oh,
I know, that's hard.
Oo naman, alam natin, amihan. But syempre, iba yung challenge ko sa Darna. Ang hirap mag-stunt ng almost 40, ah.
Ako lang ang makakagawa nun at balang araw.
Grabe, nag-amihan ka, nag-Darna ka pa.
At saka, almost
Mag-Mama
40.
Mary ka pa. Mama Mary now. How is it having her? What surprised you about motherhood? What is the best part?
Oh, wow. I never knew my heart was capable of loving this much. It was all about me before. This is pala the right kind of love. I haven't weighed myself in a while. I don't want to because I want to live in peace.
You're not.
And I'm worthy. I'm not going to stop myself from living my life just because I'm not perfect.
Iza Calzado, welcome to Almost Honest.
Wow, what a lovely intro, Kylie.
Iza, thank you so much. You're so nice. And
I love that. Thank you.
Thank you. You're so
I'll accept it.
Guys,
you.
we are with the Mama Mary of showbiz. Please welcome Iza Calzado.
Thank you. Oh my God. I embrace it. Thank you. But I am human, okay? Mama Mary is an image.
Okay, so the last time we saw each other, I was with my mother-in-law.
Yes.
And Iza was right behind us, together with her husband. I was like, Iza, I need you on the podcast.
No, we were messaging even before that.
Yes, I
Yes.
wanted you on early on pa lang. I was
I
like, I need Iza in the
know.
podcast because I know you've done so much. And like, when I got you on as a guest, I'm like, what are we going to talk about? Because there's such a wealth of things we can talk about. So parang excited na
Yes.
excited ako.
Because we've known each other for a while now.
Yes.
And we've, even before trying to do like dinners, and it's just never happened. So I think, when you reached out, I said, I would love to support you in your new project. So thank you for having me and congratulations on the podcast. And I just wanted to feel your support because every time we see each other, you always have such gracious and generous words of affirmation and validation for me. So it's my way of giving it back to you. So, yun lang. Pwede ba tayo magtagalog dito?
Yes,
Oo.
please.
Kuhaan ba?
Oh, please. Actually,
Oo.
magtagalog ka lang.
Salamat, oo.
Kasi minsan,
Isip ko, English only please ba to?
ma-English kasi ako.
Kasi nga, si
Kasi
kuya.
nga, my
Yeah.
future husband. English ka din ba sa bahay?
Of course, with an accent.
Oh, nag-accent
Isn't
ka pala.
it? Charing. Depende sa sitwasyon, pero syempre, talagang yun yung nagiging default. Kasi,
Di ba?
14 years na yung asawa ko dito, hindi
Okay.
pa rin nagtatagalog. Si Deia
Okay.
na, yung
Okay.
anak namin ang nagtuturo ng Tagalog sa kanya ngayon.
Pero gusto ba niya magtagalog?
Kasi, he doesn't feel that there is a need to learn. Because
Exactly.
everybody speaks to him in English. So, adjust? Parang, yes, they speak to you, but actually there are so many things that are lost in translation. Like sa staff sa bahay.
Tama.
Pero I guess kasi sa business niya, everybody speaks
Tama.
good English or day in and day out. Ang buhay lang naman ng asawa ko ay bahay. Ang office nga ay twice a week lang meetings. Tapos, bahay ulit. He doesn't even really hang out with a lot of friends. He doesn't have much of a social life. Ben, one day, I know, I wish that for you. And basta ang social life namin normally together. Yung
Okay.
parang when we're invited to parties. And in those spaces, it's mostly English as well.
Okay.
But he speaks Mandarin.
Oh!
But because he learned it for business. And I'm like,
What about Tagalog?
What about Tagalog? But yeah, but he doesn't even use Mandarin anymore. I'm like, yun nga eh. Kasi nga, everybody speaks to them in English.
Ganyan na ganyan si Emil. So,
Okay.
Emil is his name.
Eh, ano ba to? Big reveal ba to?
Hindi
ng-
naman, pero hindi ko
Nasabi
lang
mo
na
na ba yung
sinasabi.
pangalan?
Parang
Pangalan?
hindi pa.
Ano yun?
Parang hindi pa. Wala naman nagtatanong. Gusto lang makita yung mukha.
Ay,
Diba?
nakita ko na. Ang gwapo.
Gwapo, di ba?
Ah, tsaka ang tangkad. Anong height?
6'4", 5.
Sabi ko na eh.
Nako.
Kasi yung asawa ko si Ben, 6 feet tall. His brother, 6'1". Sabi ko kanina parang tumaas pa lalo yung liig ko pag ano.
Swerte natin, no?
Swerte nila sa atin.
Swerte
Excuse
sila
me.
sa atin. Pero ganyan na ganyan, he says the same thing. He doesn't feel the need to learn Tagalog.
Oh, and this is not because they don't want to. It's just, ito lang nga, i-clarify natin kasi baka sabihin ng ating mga
Yes.
manonood at yung mga nakikinig sa atin, ay ano ba yan mga afam na yan? Nagtatrabaho kayo sa
Totoo.
Pilipinas pero ayaw nyo. Eh si Ben pa ay half Filipino. So, yes, he's half Filipino. His mother is Filipina. So the youngest, so there are 3 of them. The youngest sibling, Anika, she understands Tagalog. Ralph, a little, but Ben talaga yung nauna. Kasi back in the day, they thought if it would create confusion if you expose them to too many languages, which is
Not the
debunked
case at
already.
all.
Yeah, it was debunked already. But they didn't know better at that time, diba? So, hindi nila na-encourage na mag-Tagalog. Hi, Mom and Dad, Friday and Peter, you're amazing. But yun, just like in the language department, at that time, so many people did not have several languages because of that fear.
Because they thought na malilito ang
Bata.
Bata?
Magkakaroon ng confusion. Back, think
Talaga
80s.
ba?
Yes. Hindi nila,
Pero iba na ngayon, di ba?
ibang-iba na ngayon. Parang they keep saying nga na, right, Deia, who is 3 now, they say this is the age that you expose them to several languages. And so I talked to her in Tagalog when I remember, kasi nga I don't want to be rude around Ben and talk to Deia in pure Tagalog, or, kailangan nga mag-adjust nitong mga to. Pero gusto ko lang sabihin na I think, ang pinanggagalingan din ng ating mga partners in life ay, ang busy kasi nila sa
Totoo.
trabaho nila. They're both in the tech space, diba?
Yes.
And it's such a tough business. And there are, too many things they have to think about. And I think at this point, learning another language is not even something that they think about because they're thinking of so many things. So I hope that Deia becomes Ben's natural teacher in Tagalog. So he's learning new words almost every week.
Galing.
Thanks to her.
So how is it in the household? So you talk to Deia in Tagalog and
When I
then
remember.
when you remember.
Pero I try to encourage our mga kasambahay, our angels at home na Tagalogin nyo naman. Gusto ko nga binibisaya pa siya eh. Yung first yaya niya, Bisaya. Sabi ko, bisayain mo. Bisayain mo. Kahit hindi ko maintindihan yung sinasabi mo, bisayain mo. Kung natuto siya, usa, duha, tulo, upat, lima. Doon ko pa natutunan. But we don't have, our yaya moved forward in life. So, currently, walang nagbibisaya sa kanya masyado sa bahay. But I want her to be exposed to as many things because they're a sponge at this point, right? So, yun. The reality now is she's taglish.
Taglish?
Yun, sasabihin niya, maghatid daw siya. I'll go with you, hatid. Ganto. Yung mga
Ang
ganyan.
cute!
Ganyan.
Konyo ba siya? Hindi.
Hindi Ano ba?
Taglish talaga.
Taglish, pero mostly English.
Okay.
Oo, kasi in school, it's English. At home, yun nga, gustuin ko mang pure Tagalog kami, hindi namin magawa dahil kay Ben. Ben, baka naman. But they will learn. They will learn. I just have to reinforce na talagang Tagalogin. Kasi so sometimes I catch myself, Tagalogin mo. Tapos sasabihin ko sa kanya, Deia, magtatagalog tayo ha? Ganyan. Naintindihan mo. Minsan tinatranslate ko din yung sentence. Tapos sabihin ko, ito yun sa Tagalog. Ganyan. I don't know. I'm just doing my best with what I can.
With what you know.
No. Yeah.
I thank you for sharing that. But before we start, I wanna.
Oh, we haven't started.
No. Hi, we're just about to start. No?
That was the warm-up. That's actually going to be completely cut off.
No, before I start digging in deeper,
Oh, there.
I wanna know, like, how is your regular Tuesday look like? How
Tuesday?
Yeah,
Why
like-
is it specific to a Tuesday? Is it Tuesday
how does
today?
your regular day look like? Like how
Wednesday
how
ngayon,
is-
di ba? Is
Wednesday
it just
ngayon?
me? Okay,
Wednesday ba
Wednesday
ngayon?
ngayon, girl.
Alam mo, dito sa industry, alam mo ba yung days? Kasi ako hindi ko din alam.
Hindi
Diba?
talaga. At saka walang, holiday ba ngayon? Sorry.
Diba? Ganyan din ako. I feel seen.
Yes,
I feel
you
very
are,
seen.
girl.
Hindi ko alam ang days, ang dates, kung holiday. Kasi it's so, not naman unstable, but like
Erratic.
erratic.
Yes, that's my word for it. It has always been and it still is erratic in terms of schedule. So, to answer your question, I can't even paint a picture what every day looks like, but I can tell you what some days may look like. Okay. If it's a working day like today, this morning, I tried to do a bit of a workout because I didn't work out yesterday. I worked out Monday. My default is always to work out.
How often do you work out?
Well, when I was your age, honey, and I didn't have a baby yet, it was as often as I could. Anywhere from 5 to 7 times a week, which is
Wow.
not good. Eventually, I
Wow.
learned, that was too much. And sometimes anywhere from 1 to 3 times a day. Different things.
Oh
Crazy.
God.
Too much. Nuts. Do not do that because sisingiling kayo ng katawan nyo. When, pre-Deia, I thought I was busy. But when you become a mother, girl, you will be humbled because it never stops. You are a mother 24/7. And there will be days that you will have to prioritize being a mother, even if you want to prioritize you. But of course, I prioritize myself, and I would like to just acknowledge the privilege of having help. We have our angels at home, may yayas kami. So a day in my life would be maybe a bit of a workout. That's my ideal. Let's talk about the ideal day
Okay,
na lang.
your
Ideal
ideal
day na non-working. Let's say ideal day non-working is a workout, and then time na yan, I try to work out at home so that Deia sees me still. And then lunch with Deia, time with Deia, I'll put her to bed. As long as I'm home, I have to be the one to put her to bed. And then afternoon, if Deia has activities, maybe I'll drop her off there or I'll work at home. Sabi ko, non-work, diba? Pero kailan ba tayo tumitigil?
Totoo.
But, and then, time sana with Ben, kung okay na din siya, hindi na siya lamon na lamon ng work niya.
Totoo.
On a weekday, super work mode si Ben. Pero pag weekends, ayan na yung mas may time siya for more time for himself and for the family. So, that's what an ideal day would look like. Ideally, ang ideal day din is somewhere in between that is I can work and get paid. Yun ang super ideal.
That
Pero
is the perfect
the perfect
day.
Yung na-squeeze in mo yung workout, mother time, family time, at kumita ka pa ng pera. yun yung pinaka-ideal day. Tapos, ito ang perfect talaga. Yung I'm home by dinner and bedtime.
Perfect na perfect yun.
Perfect
You
na
did
perfect.
everything
Oo,
already.
at
Kumita ka
kumita
pa ng pera.
Yung wow! Pero hindi po ng bihira po mangyari yan. Siguro, hindi ko alam talaga kung kailan nangyayari yan. Pero, there are magical days when it actually happens, but it's rare. So, most days, you're juggling other things and trying to be present for whatever is in front of you for that day.
I like that. How is it different that before you were single and before with Deia, how did you allocate your time? Like, where did most of your time go? Was it spending time with Ben? Was it just, sabi mo nga, like, working out? Like, where did you allot your time as not being a mother yet?
Yeah. Well, of course, there were different seasons, no? 20s, 30s. Um, in my earlier days, until actually medyo similar, 20s, 30s, it was really, first would be workout. Ano talaga?
Really? Like
Yeah.
the first thing in your head was just to
When
work
I'm
out.
not working is workout, which says a lot about how about my relationship with my body. Because I was always pressured to work out and be thinner and thinner. I was always thinking of like, how can I be thinner? We'll get to that.
Yes.
I know you have
Yeah.
questions. Yeah. So that the workout, but the gift there now is it's a habit for me, and I went over the top before, but now I'm in a better place in terms of my relationship with food and working out. But so, okay, in terms of talking about time, dati workout yan, but like, work in priority kasi you pay the bills, di ba? And you're,
Exactly.
in your 20s especially, you're really laying the foundation, di ba, for your career. And in my 20s, I had so much work. Yung talagang, and there were no working hours, so I hardly slept.
Oh my goodness, naalala ko yung that era of showbiz, yung 21 hours on
More,
set.
excuse me, honey.
Really?
Gusto mo yung excuse me, honey.
Talaga?
Encantadia,
More?
we were more than 24 hours per day, 3 times a week.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Parang hindi ko yun naabutan, but
Hindi, hindi mo talaga naabutan kasi 20 years ago si Encantadia. Nasa school ka pa. Nene ka pa. nun.
Nene pa ako,
Nene din ako
parang-
nun, pero in my early 20s, ganun. And the only reason why I think we were able to survive that was because we were in our early 20s. And that's, I think, one of the reasons why I really felt strongly about advocating for better working hours, which we can discuss
Yes.
later. So, anyway, work, segue. Kasi syempre, di ba, you're like, yeah, ang daming work. And thank you din, Panginoon. Alam mo yun, hindi tayo ungrateful. It's just, whenever I wasn't working, I would automatically work out. Because my work, I felt, pressured me, or I pressured myself to look a certain way for my work. So, okay, then work out. And then, as a... Tatawa ako kasi kung sino man yung boyfriend ko at that time, doon napupunta yung oras ko. So, depende sa kung sino yung...
so naka-allocate na yan.
Oy, Diyos, girl!
Kailangan natin ng tao lang naman tayo.
Tao at
we need.
Hindi nga ako si Mama Mary. Oo. I mean, Magdalena nga na parang kumo-crossover din naman kay Mama Mary at times. But I was always in these long-term relationships and ako romantic kasi ako at saka medyo needy.
Okay.
Oo, clingy. So, kailangan talaga parang may time ako lagi for love. Gusto kong sabihin na ako yung I have no time for love kasi I think I would have accomplished more in life kung ganun yung mindset
Pero
ko.
kailangan din natin ng love in the craft of acting. Would you say?
Oh, yeah.
Diba?
Love for craft is different for love for jowa.
Totoo nga naman.
Oo. But the passion I have for learning more is, I guess, has always been there. When I realized, like, when I made a decision, I wanted to be good at this and better. But yung passion for relationships, iba siya
That's a whole
Oo,
different
different
thing.
animal. Actually, sometimes nakaka-distract nga being in a relationship. Kasi, I think nung mas bata pa ako, parang mas pipiliin mo pa ba yung mag-love life kaysa mag-work. Alam mo yun? Pero I wasn't naman like that. I think work, especially when it paid really well, was the priority. And it's something that I'm passionate about, diba? So, so always there was love life, friends. I think nga, actually, yung time for friends, yung hindi as nurtured and nourished. Kasi, after boyfriend lang siya. So, naging nangyayari, kung sino yung barkada nung dinedate ko, siya yung nagiging barkada ko. Sila yung nagiging barkada ko din, and
Okay.
family ko. But, so 20s, 30s, and then I met Ben. So the difference with Ben,
At what age did you meet Ben?
I was turning 30. I was 29.
Okay.
Yeah, and similar
was-
ba?
Hindi, we met at, I was like 31.
Okay.
No, I was 30.
30. Oh,
Okay,
just
30.
around similar.
Around similar. I was just a bit older.
Yeah. 1 year is hardly anything. I was about to turn 30. Parang mga halfway through my 29th year. I know. Sorry, I had just turned 29. Siya pala yung kaka-30 lang. Oo. And then, I met him then. The difference is, wala siyang barkada masyado dito. He had cousins, pero yun nga, he was more focused on business and growing his company. So I guess it was more time with him. Yeah.
How was that relation different? Like what did Ben have that you were so attracted to? Or was that the moment you were like, okay, there's something different, baka ito na siya?
Ang gwapo niya eh. Hindi man tayo bulag, di ba? But actually, he's not technically my type.
Talaga? So what was your type?
Artists, bad boys.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
And he's a jock. He's an
Oh.
athlete
okay.
who is very... mabait. He's very emotionally regulated, which is a good thing. But, you know, in your youth, gusto mo ng roller coaster
Exactly.
ride. And he wasn't that. So actually, I didn't have that he's the one until much later on in life. But looking at him, he was always the one. Nakakakilig kasi yung kagwapuhan niya talaga. Para sa akin po, yung, ang galing din nga ni Lord na binigay niya yung package na yun. Yung emotional regulation, sa package na talaga namang mapapastay ka.
And as an actor, di ba sanay tayo sa...
Ang babaw ko yata pakinggan doon.
Hindi.
Diba?
No, not at
Kasi
all.
parang mapastay lang ako dahil ang
No.
gwapo niya. Hindi, pero ano lang, seryoso lang talaga. Siyempre, wala namang perfect na tao. Ako ay hindi perpekto, siya ay hindi perpekto. So, I think our relationship was a slow burn, slow build up. But what I like about it, and a friend of mine said that it's like blue flame. It's constant. Yeah. So, yan siya talaga.
And as an actor, di ba, we're so used to ang
Grand
daming
things.
emotions.
Yes. Tsaka grand.
Yes.
Ay, kawawa si Ben dati.
Talaga?
Ang mga expectations ko, yung mga... super! Yung mga expectations ko pang pelikula levels
Oh
lagi.
my God.
Oo, ako ang super nag-adjust, girl. Kasi
Okay.
but he tried. He tried. Pero alam mo, pag hindi natural sa tao, hindi din, kahit even, so many things, ako din, actually, I realized na it was unrealistic. But it took a long time for me to realize that. And, it's good then na dinaanan namin yun. Hindi na ako ganun ngayon. And I realized also, ang love language ko pala, as simple lang as notes, letters.
Oh,
They don't have to be grand gestures.
That's so beautiful. And speaking about Ben, you guys started a podcast.
Yes.
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 I want to talk about it as
It's
well.
called Between Us.
Called Between Us. And can you talk to me about why you started it and ano yung mga topics na
Okay.
like pwede namin abangan?
Wow.
Abangan!
Abangan!
That was my Tagalog word for
Oo,
today.
abangan nyo na lang pag wala na siyang shirt. Ibig sabihin, gusto na namin mag-rate ng...
ng podcast.
podcast. Actually, it's funny. I just have to say that our first reel, we
I
started
saw that,
yeah.
by the way.
Yeah,
I
we
saw that.
I know. I didn't choose that. Leon, that was all you. Or maybe Mel or TPN. So we started this. Actually, the idea was about over 2 years ago. But the idea for a podcast for myself was pitched to me in 2020.
Okay.
And it didn't quite work out. Wasn't the time yet. Also, for She Talks Asia, we were being pitched a podcast pre-pandemic by Sina Quark for Globe Anima pa. And it wasn't gonna work because we didn't live in one place. Basta, so we did a She Talks Asia podcast, all Zoom recording during the pandemic, and that's the most I've done in the podcast space. But personally, I've always wanted a talk show because actually, when I entered show business, I had no idea I could act. Can I act? I still don't know. But I love it. Kanya-kanyang opinion na lang kung whether I can act or not. But I always knew I loved to connect with people.
Okay.
And growing up, I watched a lot of Chris TV, Corina Sanchez, Tessie ng Tahanan. And so, nung inaalok ako actually na mag-showbiz noon, sabi ko sa tatay ko, hi, Lito Calzado ang kanyang pangalan. Sabi ko, Dad, hindi ko alam anong gagawin ko. Siguro magto-talk show na lang ako. Wala naman akong alam. Di naman ako, I love dancing but I'm not a dancer. I can't really sing well. Sabi ko, hindi naman ako magaling umarte. So siguro magto-talk show ako. Yun
Paano
yung
ka
sabi
hindi
ko.
maging magaling umarte? You are the Mama Mary. Ngayon, Mama Mary of showbiz.
But I learned by doing. I had no prior experience except for a few acting jobs when I was very little. And I am telling you, they were only a few. When I was about 7, 8, 9 years old, mga ganyan. But other than that, I wasn't part of the drama club. I didn't do any workshops. So, anyway, talk show was always at the back of my head. Kasi, ang dal-dal ko talaga. Chikadora. And not just that, I'm curious about people. I'm curious about experiences. Like in this room now, I want to ask people like, what something about them. I want to get to know people and their story.
Do you watch like international podcasts?
Yes. Syempre si Ben, that's really what he watches. Kasi,
what are the top international couple podcasts?
Couple podcasts?
Yeah.
No. Hindi, individual pa rin. Jay Shetty and his partner,
I love Jay
magkaiba
Shetty.
sila eh.
Oo, tama.
But actually, the podcast that we watched, well, before, kasi there was Joe Rogan, yan yung pinapanood
That's
dati.
so manly though.
It is very manly, but I will say that Joe Rogan was guesting a lot of health experts.
That is
And
true.
I discovered a lot of health
Oh.
experts on his platform before. So, but I'm talking about 2020, like and I wasn't watching every day. Parang kung halimbawa makita lang ni Ben. Now, of course, there's Diary of a CEO.
I love their CEO.
Oo, Steven, diba?
I love
hi.
Emma Green.
Ayan, Emma Green, yan, bagong-bago. Na empowerment talaga. And very, wow, she is a force, no?
Exactly.
I admire that woman. And I was watching a clip of hers last night, actually, about, not, making money at the center of what you do. Did you watch that
I
clip?
love that clip.
That clip was good.
I
Na
want to know
parang-
your thoughts on it. Can you explain what did she say and do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it?
She basically said that you shouldn't. It's like taking up space and saying, I am worthy of this money and I need money so that I can create impact in the community or business that I want to do. Because, totoo, gusto mo mag-business but you want to skirt around the money idea, then non-profit. Then you go non-profit. But still, there you have to raise money for that,
Yes.
For that NGO to function, you still need money. You will have to find a way for that organization to be sustainable enough to help the communities that you want to help.
Tama.
So, but I think the point there is not about being greedy. 'Di ba? Like, it's just knowing that you need and are worthy of asking for that
Yes.
money to be able to, I guess, as a visionary, have those ideas come to life and be sustainable. Parang
Exactly.
yun lang yung take away ko doon ah. Actually, pinakita ko siya kay Ben. Tapos, syempre, gets ni Ben because as a
As a
CEO,
man,
and
as a man who puts
also,
money in the center of a business, gets nila yon.
gets nila, and they need money for OPEX.
Yes.
Diba? We need money to pay for this production.
Tama.
We need money to pay. Ba't ba tayo nag-glam team eh? But we are providing for our glam team. So, you know, I love that because sometimes people say that, you know, for women, parang we're shy to ask for
Yes.
money, for our worth. But I think you should have that audacity. She said that word.
Tama.
The courage to ask. 'Di ba? Without being greedy. Yun yung fine line doon eh. Kasi yun na yung delikado doon pag if may pumasok na nag-greed. But I don't think money should be, parang the conversation on money should be avoided.
Tama.
Actually, we should empower more people, women, to understand money more, which is something I didn't have when I was younger. So that's something, these are conversations I want Deia to know about without, kasi po when she said center lang, baka isipin ng mga tao, yun lang yung iniisip the entire time. But I think you just have to understand that money is necessary
Yes.
for you to make your, I guess,
Life.
flourish. Flourish, and even beyond yourself kasi. Kasi like with me, it's beyond just Ben, Deia, and I. It's our entire family. I have siblings, may pamangkin. And I need money. And I need to, with audacity, ask for what I think my worth is. Now, is that negotiable sometimes? Yes. But that's business.
That's
Diba?
true.
There's always wiggle room. And, you know, you need to sustain your life. And, you know, back then actually, mali ko, nilalagay ko yung pera sa mga things that would not make my wealth grow more. It was all about what would make me look good, what looked good in my home. That's one of the things that I talked about na yung hindi ako ganun ka-practical dati. Nilamon ako ng Instagram.
Talaga
Di ba? Ng
ba?
social media. Syempre, bago yung social media noon, access ka to an SA in Paris, in ganito, in New York. Somebody can suddenly buy everything you want. It's dangerous. If you don't have self-control and you haven't really figured out that, oh my goodness, these things are actually expensive.
What have you found now is a priority of yours?
Oh my gosh, my child, my family, taking care of my family. And that's a big family unit. And that includes our staff. So, you know, really providing for and taking care of them. And that may look different per day because sometimes I am really technically the one that is taking care of Deia. Sometimes, like today, our angels at home are taking care of Deia. And it's also like providing for. So, yeah, that's my priority eh. And to make sure that everybody has, you know, a good life and is happy. Yun yung sa akin. Yun yung gusto ko. Parang, it's not so much about my ego. Sometimes it still is,
Yeah.
you know. I'll be honest. Minsan yung tulad, recently there was a party. Oh my gosh, sabi parang icons only. Diyos ko, magbabayad na naman ako ng glam team.
I
San-
feel the same
Diba,
way
yung-
already. Parang mag-aayos pa
Mag-aayos
for
ako.
this? For
At
what?
sa-
Like,
tsaka-
anong pinapatunayan ko dito?
Oo, yan, ganyan.
Diba?
Pero kasi, okay, sabi ko nga, ROI na lang ako in different ways dito sa
I also
paggastos
think
ko
that
yan.
way.
Pero ako personally, I can't keep yung sinasabi ko sa sarili ko, may hangganan. So ako, choose my battles na lang. Well, definitely, pagdating sa content ko sa bahay, napaka-raw na, which is great. Parang, you don't really even need hair and makeup for that.
Yes.
But I like also providing work for the people that support me. So, my makeup artist is my childhood friend.
Aww.
So, I like being able to provide work for my team as well. Pero yun nga, syempre kailangan din dun sa puntong kaya mo ding i-sustain. Na syempre nung kabataan ko, hindi ko iniisip yan. Kaya pala ang taas-taas. Lahat, sabi nga ni Beldaza sa akin dati, ikaw din, no? Parang lahat ng gusto mo binibili mo. Kasi nga, I wasn't thinking.
Ganyan din ako. Pinagdaanan ko. Or maybe
Oo.
I'm still going through it, but I'm a little bit smarter now. Because
Aware.
with, let's say, the things I buy, or
Mhm.
like my shoes and my bags, dati, as in, ting, 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 ting. Ngayon, I'm like, okay, so, saan mo na ako kikita? And then,
Tsaka ano yung mas gagamitin mo ng pangmatagalan?
yes!
Ano yung mas maganda ang quality?
Yes!
Yan ang mga iisipin mo. Tsaka imbis na bilhin mo agad, pag-isipan mo, not just overnight. Kung if you can delay it as much as you can, yun. Then you will know talaga, do I really, really want this? Or is this a reactive, impulsive buy? Or is it really something I
You really
want?
want.
Oo.
I saw you had these YSL shoes. I'm like, this is another sign for me, Lord.
Can
At
I-
the play, and I'm like, that's the shoes I want.
That's the only pair of shoes I bought last year.
Really?
Mhm. Na yung luxury,
Yeah.
Because I can't. I'm not in a position to buy the way I used to. And also, I won't. Yeah.
Okay.
'Di ba? Ganun lang kasimple. Tinodo ko na nung 30s eh. So, yan girl. 'Di ba?
Okay,
ang
I'm
dami
gonna-
kong, I can't. At saka, ang maganda lang doon, alam mo dati, parang I was just buying to buy. And now, like when I walked inside the store, I really took my time to understand which pair of shoes I will really, really love.
Use.
And
Again and
use.
again.
And would still be like, kasi impactful, ganon. Yun,
Yes!
ganon.
Ganun
Parang,
na pala.
ganon. Yung parang,
Okay.
dati parang, Diyos ko, 3 ng tigi-isang kulay sa bawat style. Nakakahiyang aminin.
Okay.
Pero, yan, kasama lang siya sa learning curve ko. And ano na din, kasi dami, tuition fee.
Okay.
And I'm not full-time working, ha? I'm not on set. I haven't had a teleserye since 2022.
Oh, really?
Yes.
We actually don't feel that.
Because you see me on social media.
Ew, the beauty of social media.
Yes, it has.
Isa, I feel the same way. I haven't been acting in a while, but I'm okay with it because I have the businesses, I have this.
I'm
happy.
not.
Really? Hindi namin nararamdaman na.
Hindi. Sige, finish
Yeah.
hindi mo nararamdaman.
Na wala kang, like, we don't see you on TV or
No.
anything. But
Well, I have done some work. I've done a movie since I gave birth. Actually, 2. Shake, Rattle, and Roll, an episode there in 2023. Then, in 2024, we shot Caretakers, which was shown last year. And then, so that's a full film, although 8 days lang kami nag-shoot. And then, TV, I did Maalala Mo Kaya last year. And then I just recently did a cameo for a soap. Not gonna say for which one, kasi hindi pa siya out. but sobrang bilis lang. But I was able to do a play.
Oh,
In
wow.
2024, I did Tiny Beautiful Things.
How did that feel going back to theater? And how is it different from acting in film and TV?
Actually, when I said I miss acting, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
And film. Okay, I mean, I would love to do TV again, but okay, I would love to do TV again, period. When the right material and timeline is aligned, I guess. Pero yung stage kasi, nakakatakot siya because there are no take twos.
Yes.
But because it goes on and on, it's straight. You don't even have to think of your character arc on the day of because you've already prepared for it and you're just gonna go with it the whole time. It's
It's a state of
it's-
flow.
flow talaga. It's like
Sarap.
preparation and then surrender and you're just in the flow. It's so beautiful. I really would like to encourage a lot of actors, if you've never done theater, try it. Even if, there are no small roles. So just take it on, stretch yourself, and, it doesn't matter whether you're good at it or not. What matters is you do something that makes you grow.
To grow in your craft.
Yes, of course.
I w-
And for me, that's why I said I miss it. I'm not very okay with the fact that I haven't acted in a while. Because I miss it. I love it. I have so much love for it. I don't know. So I don't know where life this year kasi is all about, for me, lead me to the path that is best for me. The beginning of the year led me to dancing. So
I watched that, by the way. I'm like, Iza! How to be you po? Ganito pala.
Girl, thank you. I accept.
Oh my God. Galing mo. Like, how do you, like,
Thank you. Well, we
you were always a
rehearsed.
dancer, right?
My dad was a dancer. I can dance. Sorry, I put too much value when we say one is a dancer. I'm a dancer in terms of my love for it.
Okay.
I can dance, but I guess I feel I am nowhere near at the level of a technically trained dancer. And because I don't dance consistently and I don't perform on stage consistently, I can't, parang nahihiya ako sa mga totoong dancer.
Okay.
Oo, masyadong mataas yung respeto ko sa sa art form.
Okay.
Kaya ang hirap sigurong i-embrace. Pero yes, in my heart, dancer ako. Actually, I was named after a dancer. Isadora
Dora?
Duncan. Isadora Duncan, yung name niya.
Okay.
She was my father's favorite dancer. And, that was really my first love. And it still is. Actually, I danced this morning a bit. Pero very, very light lang. YouTube lang. But because of that ASAP dance blessing and opportunity to, dance at the level that I want to dance at, it really has inspired me to do more of that. Hindi lang natuloy. We were scheduling a session already, but, I have to prioritize it. That's basically what I just need to do right now because it really makes me happy. And it's not about performing for you, especially in this season of my life. It's really about the joy that it brings and connecting with my father.
Oh,
Oo.
that is beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you. And now, also connecting with Deia. So, she likes to dance also. But syempre, it's very starting pa lang, but she loves to move. So, I hope it's something that we get to share.
I find that so beautiful. Iza, it's Women's Month
Mhm.
this March. And
Paano?
this
Iza.
March.
Go,
Ako
girl.
pala yung prim and proper, no? Okay, it's Women's Month
You
this
are.
March.
I don't know. I don't know you that well.
Sometimes.
Oo,
yung
ay,
prim and
syempre,
proper.
beauty queen ka, di ba, trained to
Image lang yun.
O, kita
But,
mo?
diba?
Tao tayo.
Image lang yun.
Tsaka ano nga ba yung prim and proper? I mean, syempre, nilulugar mo yan. Kung saan akma, syempre, aayon ka lang din sa setting.
Oh, may question na naman ako.
Ako,
Lalayo
mamaya
na naman ako.
okay
Oh,
na.
sige.
Oo.
Okay.
Women's
Since
Month
it's Women's Month, I want to know, and you're very vocal on topics like mental health, body positivity, women empowerment. I just want to know, how was womanhood? How did it look like in your 20s? How is it different in your 30s? And how is it different now in your 40s?
Oh gosh, it really changes. I think when we're younger, we kind of talked about this na earlier. In your 20s or teens 20s, no, you're very insecure.
You know
Oo.
what? Yeah.
Ako na lang, but thank you for affirming,
Yeah.
validating.
I don't want to go back, to
Oo,
be honest.
Oo. Mentally, emotionally, not the best of times. Because I can only talk about my experience. And for me, in my teens, 20s, it was a lot of insecurity, seeking validation in so many problematic ways. And also feeling like you're invincible because you have so much energy, you can do so many
Yes.
things, and your whole life is ahead of you, di ba? The world is your oyster, sabi nga
Yes.
nila. Dahil, di ba, there's so much
It's
ahead of you.
never-ending,
It's
or-
exciting. Oo, pero there's a
Yes.
lot of pressure. Like, you're building. For me, at the time, I was building my name. I'm very lucky, Kylie, that in the first, actually on my second year in the business, I was a lead in a soap already.
That's very
That's
rare.
Very rare and very fast. I had fast, ha?
Fast.
Very fast. Ben kasi. I didn't realize that until much later, ha? Kasi mas nakafocus ako dun sa mga things na yung pressure, yung also all the other roles that I lost, even if I had that. Merong mga ganon. Yung kumbaga, but not that I'm ungrateful. I was very grateful always. Pero mas grateful ka pag nakita mo na siya from afar. So anyway, going back to my 20s, there was a lot of pressure to be good at what I was doing because I was just clocking in my hours. And yeah, I would say quite an insecure time. Also, I was so caught up and wrapped up in my body image. Yun nga, yung insecurities, feeling not enough, talagang ang dami, and really, almost hating my body, and like, it was always getting in the way of me taking up full, I guess, ownership, agency, and like really fully living my life, ganyan. And distracted din. Kasi
Sa
party
love.
ng party.
Oh
Bukod
my
sa
God.
love parties, I'm a party girl.
Okay.
Because I love to dance. So, buti na lang wala pa talagang social media noon. I love, pag hindi ako nag-work, bakit ko nakalimutan yun? Oh, to add to that, pag hindi ako nag-workout, I was going out. Going out a lot.
Until what age? Kasi ako, I stopped at like 21, 22, maaga.
Wow, kasi nag-focus ka na agad sa career
Focus
mo.
na ako. Kasi
Galing.
parang ando na yung social media. So, recorded na lahat. So, parang sabi ko, okay, I'll stop.
Kami kasi hindi eh. Yung boom ng social media, Instagram was like, I was in my 30s na. Because we're 10 years apart, di ba? So, you're in your 21, I was 31. I wasn't partying as much anymore. I wasn't,
Okay.
kasi, see, my brother is a rapper. So, he was emceeing at clubs. So, as
I see that must have been so fun though, that
super
era.
fun. You're like by the DJ's booth.
Oh my
You feel
God,
like,
I love that.
oh my God, it was such a fun era. And, my dad's a dancer. Sometimes nga, we'd go out pa with my dad eh. Talagang masaya. So my 20s was also about having a lot of fun. you know. And then my 30s uh, was more of, yearning for something else. And in my 30s, that's when I became part of She Talks Asia. The original founders are actually Lynn Pinugu, Vicky Herrera, and Sarah Meyer. Bianca was part of the first summit. I sent in a video, and I think that was my wake up call to do more advocacy work. But it was something already planted in my heart. It was just I wasn't doing it. So it was in my 30s that I started to feel a desire to give back.
Oh.
And do something more purposeful with my platform. So 30s is also about, it's about growth. It's a lot of a lot of humbling. Happened in my late 30s.
Oh.
Actually, that's a topic that we have. I think that's going to be dropped next week. It's called midlife awakening. They call it midlife crisis, but in Jungian psychology, Carl Jung labeled it as midlife awakening. Because, in every crisis, there is an awakening that ideally should happen.
I like that.
That framing,
Yeah.
diba? So, yeah, I think my 30s is more of growth and awakening. And now my 40s is still actually, I'm still at that more awakening season, but really having more agency and more coming from a more empowered place, and really embracing this. Yes, Mant. Alam ko na na-ice niya yun, favorite niya yun. But ayun, in my 40s, I think while I do feel that there is a lot of empowerment and there is also a certain level of groundedness that I have. So now it's, how do I describe it? It's a season of, it's a more intentional season. I'm trying. That's the curve.
Okay.
That's really my curve. Like, it's a lot less ego. It's more, Mans, bawal kang uminom. I love you. Naririnig namin lahat. Sensitive, mama na babe. Thank you. Bigyan natin siya ng non-cold water, please. Baka nauhaw siya. Okay, I'll take that again. Okay, so 30s was still medyo ito pala, pwede akong bumalik.
Yes, go.
Edit ko Kasi 20s was fun. And everything was fast.
Yeah,
So
I
many
feel
things
the
were
same
happening.
way. I feel the same
Diba?
way.
Yung parang,
Yeah.
it's like,
It was all
this-
about fun.
fun and parang so many things. This project, that project, and you had
Yes.
all the energy to take on
Yes.
everything. And 30s was parang dinadama na mo na ngayon, natadama ko na ngayon yung pera, yung
Parang,
ito na yung
parang napapaisip na ako.
Ayun.
I think I need to switch a bit. And gets ko
Hindi.
yung humbling.
Nako, exciting part pa lang yan, buckle up ka. So
Talaga?
30s, 30s
Oh my
was
God.
30s was, but it's good.
Yeah.
And no path is the same. So, mine happened in my 30s. So, no, but 30s, in my early 30s, it was a lot of, gosh, ego-driven dreams. And then, though, eventually, like I said, in my 30s was when I founded, in my 30s was when I became part of She Talks Asia. So that's when I also started to realize that I wanted to use my platform purposefully. So that's around 35 yata when that happened.
Okay.
So then late 30s, I started to feel a shift. And that started in 2020 when I got COVID. And so since it has been humbling season for me, a season of perhaps it can be labeled as midlife crisis, but really in it could be framed as midlife awakening. In the Jungian psychology aspect, they term it as that. Carl Jung calls it the midlife awakening.
Awakening.
And I think that's been my season now. So I can't say it's just 30s, 40s, but it happened to me around since 2020 and I'm still there. There is a lot of learning and letting go of the things that don't serve me, more awareness, starting to become more intentional, um, uh, and really embracing myself. It's not just about, yes, it's the journey has led me to embracing, and I'm not as insecure as I once was, and that is certainly liberating.
Freeing.
Yes, it is so liberating to not be so preoccupied about, oh my God, what are they gonna say about my stretch marks or my loose skin or this or that? But I still, I'm just doing things now intentionally because I'm thinking about the next 10 years and then the 10 years after that. So what are the choices that will support me for that season? Because mahaba pa to. My daughter is only 3 years old.
Yes.
So that's my season now. It's really more grounded. But still sometimes some ego is is there. Hindi kasi aware ako syempre pag sabing laban, 'di ba? Yung papaganda tayo, ganyan.
Tama.
Pero pag may moments hindi naman kailangan everyday. 'Di ba? Hindi naman kailangan laging laban. Ang laban ko lagi ay yung hindi siya it's not about looks anymore. I think I was too preoccupied with the way I looked before. Now it's actually, I just want to be healthy. That's my main goal because I want to live longer for my child. Parang that's my season now. And definitely some level of experimentation also, starting a podcast, going outside of my comfort zone, doing plays, challenging myself. And that's something though, innate sa akin. Like before I left GMA 7 to move to ABS-CBN, and that's part of wanting to challenge myself to grow. So the same reason why I wanted to do a play, always to grow, always to stretch. So yan ang constant sa akin. And I'm still having fun. It's just that it's earlier in the day. So dance classes, Zumba dati. Wala akong Zumba community where we moved. So dance na lang. Yung I'll always still I like to enjoy things, Kylie. Like,
I see that in you. Like, I feel like you're so fun always.
thank you.
Like, it's just always fun and light. It's never like cranky and
Oh,
just
well.
stuck in the...
My husband might say something else. He's like, have you
Do
been
you really know
her? Like, she's scary. I can be. Sa kanya. But I like to keep the energy light. Why? Life is hard enough.
That is true.
Life is tough enough. Plus, I got this from my dad. So it's also wiring. And it doesn't make other people who are not at the same energy level less. I'm just this, And I guess now I don't feel the need to well, I never felt the need to pretend that I was not like this. It's just that they would always watch me kasi pag mga
I think people
Mga
always perceive you as
yeah.
who you are
on screen.
On screen.
The roles that I've played. Ganyan.
Exactly.
And there is a part of me that is like this, that is serious, and I will, be like this quiet and maybe think about things. But seriously, I am definitely makulit. And yun lang, parang, I like to have fun. I like to enjoy the moment. I love to feel the moment. Mm-mm.
That's so beautiful. A common theme I've been hearing when you speak is in your 20s or in your 30s, you talk to me about the pressure you've had with your body, and you kept on working out and the pressure to feel and look a certain way. Why do you talk about body positivity now? And what would you tell a girl who is struggling with body image or has a difficult time accepting herself in her own body?
Good. Good question. Thank you. Um, it's actually for me. They said it's not positivity. It's they want to reframe it, but whatever it's called, whatever you
What do
want
they
to
want to
name it,
reframe it to?
neutrality, and daming ganyan. Oo. I'm like, actually, I get it also because you sometimes it's not me saying my body is beautiful. My body is worthy. It just is. It's neither ugly nor beautiful. Maybe it just is. It's just my body's working for me. So beyond it being an object to be looked at and to be judged as beautiful or not, maybe that's why where they're coming from. Ako, I would like to just call it as body acceptance or
Okay.
self-love, you know, or whatever it is. I don't even need to have labels for it. I It's basically my journey. Um your question is, why did I feel so pressured?
Yes, or how how did the pressure get to you, or how did you navigate that pressure? I
Yeah.
know you worked out, but
Yeah.
can you?
Yeah, okay. And then what can I say to somebody
Yes.
who is struggling with theirs? You know, Kylie, when I was 15 years old, I my jean size was 42.
Oh,
I
wow.
tipped I was definitely over 220 pounds. I was very big. And then I starved myself, and then I lost weight, and I basically did everything, did all the things, the shortcuts and everything, to stay as, to gain. I would gain weight, of course, because it was not a sustainable practice what I did. Um, I'd gain, I'd lose, gain, and then I suddenly landed a, a shampoo commercial, and then I quickly became part of the entertainment industry. And what will that do to a very insecure girl? 'Di ba? Yung parang,
Ooh.
and whose body was nowhere near what everyone else's body looked like. Even if you'd tell me na ang ganda ko, actually every time I was told that, I would be so pressured because in my head, oo, pero yung katawan ko hindi. Ganyan.
Okay.
Parang it was always that. And I had loose skin, I had stretch marks because I was so big. And then I even went through surgeries. I've
Oh.
talked about this. I've written an article on this. I've talked about this deeply. I've even given like a TED Talk style talk in our Body Love Summit in 2018 for She Talks. I've been quite open about it because I was ready to talk about it and own it at that time. But in my 20s, I was not. And in this, I always hid. And I think that's part of the reason why they thought I was rather conservative kasi lagi ako
Because
naka-long
you-
sleeves,
Okay.
yung naka 3/4, hindi ako nagsi-sleeveless or mga ganyan na shorts. Kasi mahihiya ako sa katawan ko. I was insecure. It wasn't about me being conservative. Not at all. I was hiding. And even until my late 20s, I even did a show called Beauty Queen. Sabi ko, sige, gusto nyo magtutupis ako dito pero puro body makeup, and parang everything was like hidden, ano yan, retouched, ganyan, 'di ba? And then pagod ako. In my 30s, that's when I told you I wanted to be part of a movement. I actually wanted to do talks in schools and to talk about, confidence or
Self-acceptance.
acceptance. But I was actually on my own healing journey.
Okay.
And that's when we started, buti na lang hindi ko sa schools muna sinimulan kasi hindi pa pala ako healed. And that's when it started, when through She Talks Asia, we did the Body Love Revolution. And I learned so much. And it was only when I took hold of that narrative and when I showed, parts of myself that I was insecure about. Syempre, not everything. Ano, pakita ko ba lahat sa inyo pa? Gets nyo na. 'Di ba? Yung, when I embraced it, that you can no longer use that as a weapon to destroy me. You can't tell me, ay, may stretch marks ka, lawlaw yung balat mo. Hindi mo pwedeng
Yes.
sabihin kasi
Kasi once
sinabi
you
ko na,
own
di
it,
ba?
tama.
Ito
Wala
na
ka
yun
na
eh.
masasabi.
Wala ka na masasabi. Pag sinabi mo, edi inulit mo lang yung sinabi ko. 'Di ba? So, that was my 30s. But it was still ever evolving. And then I became a mother at 40. Sabi ko, buti na lang nakapag-body love journey na ako kasi ang hirap lumaki. I got pregnant. I had just done Darna. And I worked hard to get to that state. Walang shortcuts yun. I mean, I really...
Wala pa the GLP-1s, the
Wala. I've
Ozempics
never
and
taken those
everything.
things. To this day, especially at that time, I didn't take anything to make myself
That
look
was just pure
hard
hard work.
work and dedication and time.
Diet and time.
Yeah, well, and my diet was good. It was a balanced diet.
Okay.
Because before I would really do fasting, too much of it. We can go on and on. We will not get there today because I can share a lot. But what happened was I was basically, my cortisol was too high before because I was
Taping all the time.
taping
you
all
were
the
stressed.
time, working out all the time. There was not enough time for recovery. So actually, when the pandemic happened, we were a little more chill, even with bubble tapings. I had more time to work out. I wasn't as stressed. So it all just came together. So anyway, I got pregnant at that state. Ang hirap, girl. Parang,
Yeah.
kasi parang,
I wanna talk about that. You got pregnant at 40.
yes.
Was it hard?
No, at 39.
At
Gave birth
39.
at 40.
Was it hard? Was it a complicated pregnancy? Was it more, sorry, not more difficult, like how difficult was it?
Actually, in terms of how it felt, it didn't feel difficult, but there were some health challenges because I got this blood parasite called Toxoplasma gondii. Basically, they call it toxoplasmosis. And it was just a lot of like a roller coaster ride. But energetically, I was working out almost throughout my pregnancy, except ng 8th month, na siguro 9th, papapush na ng 9 months. Parang, girl, slow down na. Ganyan. But it was actually after giving birth that was harder. It was hard on so many levels. Well, one, there is definitely the dip of our hormones, which is
The postpartum?
which is what causes postpartum depression or the blues or whatever you want to call it. Just instability. Because guess what? Your hormones are not stable. They are literally depressing. Like they are going down. Parang, and it's normal. It's okay. It is what your body is going through. That is what happens to you mentally. Plus, of course, the sleep deprivation. There
At
are
the
so
same
many
time,
things.
you had to take care of a
A
child.
child, and it's new. And you're also grasping now with a body that suddenly changed. So there are so many things that are happening. And now, the thing is, at 40, it is harder to recover.
Yes.
And that's my piece of humble pie there.
Another humble pie.
Yes. Sabi ko sa'yo eh.
Ang dami- ang dami pala.
Ang dami kong natutunan dito. Kasi I was always scared to have a baby. And that's why I pushed it back so late. Actually, I was even
Why were you scared?
because of my mom. My experience with my mother figure, diba? So, I know you know this because of our shared advocacy for mental health, that I did not grow up in the most stable environment because my mother had a mental health condition. She was no monster, but I don't want to paint that picture of a mother, but she had her moments, as do I, because I'm human, but it was even harder for her because of her condition. And for a child to experience that, nakakatakot on so many levels yung paano kung maging ganun din ako, paano kung ganun ang mangyari sa akin. I don't want, what if after I give birth, it suddenly unlocks something in me. May mga ganon. And also, medyo mababaw, pero natakot ako din na, ano mangyayari sa katawan ko? Pinaghirapan ko to.
It's very valid.
Oo.
Women go through that.
Diba? Diba? Parang, pero guess what? Life will go on. And maybe I will never go back to my Darna body, whatever that was. Or maybe I will. It doesn't matter to me now. Parang I will just keep going and keep showing up for myself. Even if I may not look like the way I used to look, that is not the most important thing.
How did you navigate that? I'm sure, let's say, because for example, I want to have a baby, but I want to have a baby, but like, I'm also worried about these things, and I think I'm vain. I could be vain. What if I'm thinking?
I'm vain.
Right? Like, what if
I
I'm
could
thinking?
be vain. Aminin na natin, girl. Kung bumibili ka ng sapatos, nagpam-hair and makeup tayo ngayon. Yung lighting mo pa lang dito, vain tayo. Okay lang.
Vain tayo, and it's okay.
Tao tayo. Pero ako, syempre, dinidecrease ko na din yung vanity ko ng slight. Kasi nga, hindi naman ako, yung mas practical na ako ngayon. Kailangan mas totoo ako sa sarili ko na, but still vain. I mean, vain enough to be conscious about the way I look, but also, hindi ko alam nga kung pressure yun kasi wala naman nagsasabi sa akin magpapayat ka.
Alam mo, pressure natin sa sarili
Sarili
natin.
yan talaga. And, girl, ikaw
But
nga
like,
yung katawan peg ng lahat eh. Pero sige na, okay lang, gets ko din. Hindi kita
Pero gets mo?
ini-invalidate. Kasi,
how, I want, but like, will it ever go back to normal? Will I move on to my next phase in life? Not that I'm not welcoming it, but like, I'm asking myself all these questions already, and I'm like,
I honestly believe that it will go back for you.
talaga?
Oo, because you're very disciplined already, right? You work out.
Workout, my diet is good.
Yeah, I mean, and you have a sustainable lifestyle in terms of the way you eat. And if something changes, that's okay. That means you are evolving. And isn't that the whole point of life anyway? To evolve, no?
Tama.
But, and, you can keep working on it. That may look different for people. I'm not going to shame people who want to take GLP-1s or want to have stuff done on their bodies because I've had stuff done on my body. I cannot, and some have benefited me, some have caused me more pain. Alam mo yun, parang, it's your journey, that's your body, your life, your choice. 'Di ba? Your lessons also to
Tama.
learn. Oo.
I went out and I was like, yeah, I've had stuff done and I'm
Okay.
not ashamed of it.
Okay, good, 'di ba? Good for
Yeah.
you. Basta ako, ito 'yan. And ako lang though, personally, kaya I'm trying not to lessen the shortcuts for me is because I want to see really where life and aging naturally takes me.
That's
Ako yun,
beautiful.
Ako yon. I will not impose this on other people. And also, hindi ko alam kung hanggang kailan ko mapapanindigan to. Oo. Kasi baka isang araw, pagtingin ko na sobrang dami ng lines dito. Kasi nagkakaroon na talaga.
Baka nag-start na ako ng 20s.
I know, I remember our conversation during one event and I told you, I've never had fillers or Botox done. And sabi mo, what? And I'm like, yeah. Oo. Until now. But I look at Hilda Coronel. She's never had anything done on her face.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I'm like, I want to be like Tita Hilda. Mama Susan is what I call her. Parang, I want to see until where it takes me. And be okay with it. However, I know also that that might not be my truth in 5-10 years. Because again, we evolve. And I don't want to be so rigid about things. Because,
I like that.
yeah, parang, give yourself that,
Leeway to change your mind
yeah,
sometimes.
because that's where humanity exists, in the gray areas. But, you know, at this very moment, I'd rather not. Parang I'm good with where I am, with how I am, and yeah, I haven't weighed myself in a while. I don't want to because I want to live in peace. Yan, ganyan. Parang okay naman ako sa sarili ko ngayon. So, sapat ako. Yun lagi ko iniisip sa sarili ko.
You're
Oo.
enough.
Oo. And I'm worthy. Hard. Like, sometimes, I post very raw videos
I just saw
and
you
photos
working out.
And you'll see my stretch marks there and everything. Actually, some people are like, you're so real. Ganyan. And I am not going to stop myself from living my life just because I'm not perfect.
That's so beautiful.
Diba?
Yeah.
Yung I
But
did it
isn't
too
that
much in my 20s and even in my 30s na yung parang I'm not living at my full potential because I was so insecure or too hard on myself. Parang ito
Okay,
talaga yung I'm owning it,
Gets.
embracing it, and enjoying it.
Now I understand a little bit more the journey
Mm-mm.
of like just accepting yourself and being free and being so comfortable in yourself. Okay, gets ko na.
Gets,
Yeah,
oo.
gets ko na.
Oo. And don't pressure yourself to get to this now. Remember, I am 43 and I have been through a lot more than you have. You do it at your own pace and you have a different journey from me. Just keep going and just keep showing up for yourself and always keep asking yourself. Kasi 'di ba, the awareness is important eh.
That is true.
Is this still my path? Is this still what fills my cup? Is this in line with who I
wanna
want to be? Yan, awareness, just constant asking of questions to ground yourself.
I like this because sometimes life moves so fast, especially let's say for me. And I need the time to pause and think and be like, are you still okay? Do you need a
Yes.
break?
Do you need a break?
Do you want to rest? Is this really what you want? Do you really want that? Or is it someone else wanting that for you?
Or your ego. Or like,
Yes.
who wants to be here? Is it my ego? Or is it really my soul? Ganyan.
Or
Yung mga
minsan yung naisip ko parang, should I step out of my comfort zone? But I'm okay. Like all these
ang dami.
things. Dami.
And that's good. That's good you're even asking these questions. It's good.
Thank you. Speaking of the space that we're both in the space of mental health.
Yes.
I talk about it because I've been through depression and anxiety myself in my younger years, in my 20s. And my dad is also bipolar, and my sister is also bipolar. So
I
dealing
met
with
your dad. Diba,
yes,
online.
she loves you, by the way.
Oh,
He
thank
loves you. He's
you.
like, oh my God, your guest is Iza. Tell her I said hi.
Oh.
Um,
Zoom, I remember, and then also in person. I remember meeting him.
He's the best. He's amazing and such an amazing speaker.
Yes,
Yes.
definitely.
Yes.
Yes, I remember. Yes, he's a great speaker.
For someone who doesn't or who's listening to you for the first time, can you share us a little bit again on why you got into this space and what you hope people learn from you?
Body acceptance, it's actually a mental health issue, in my opinion.
It is.
It is. That's why it's actually in your mind. You can change the way you perceive your body. It's all here. So, but going back, the reason why I am passionate and I've, spoken up about the importance of our mental well-being is because I have, I guess,
Gone through
gone through it because of, that insecurity, that's body dysmorphia, that, like shrinking yourself, that's being hard on yourself, not seeing yourself the way you really are. Um, and then growing up with my mom, who from being labeled neurotic to manic depressive, was bipolar, eventually was the last diagnosis. Um, Growing up around her, and the manner by which I lost her, which, you know, uh, trigger warning. If we could just have that before this podcast is shown to people. I lost my mother because she died by suicide, and I just I just wanted people to have these conversations with, if not no guilt or shame, to have at least have less guilt or shame, to just normalize these conversations so that people who are going through it will not feel alone. um, I wanted to also liberate myself, because at that time that I shared my mother's story, people were not clear about how I lost my mother, and I felt that it was almost a disservice to what she was going through and what she wanted, which was she wanted people to talk about it. She could have been the best advocate if she lived in this day and
Oh.
age. My gosh, she was so well versed because she was so well read. She had all these books. She wanted to talk about these things. But she had no one really to talk about it with. Only a few people, her therapist included. So, you know, in 2019, through She Talks Asia again, we had a She Talks Asia conversations. I had the best person to talk to with about it. Sarah Meyer did the interview. All of my co-founders were in that room. I felt it was such a safe space. Um, I shared it publicly, but we had full control of the narrative. Um, you know, and it was liberating also, because I was it was in 2001 when it happened. I shared it in 2019. I talk about it with people, but not publicly. No right or wrong there, but it just felt that it was time, and that was right before the pandemic. And imagine, the pandemic really made us realize how important our mental health is. 'Di ba?
Yes.
'Di ba? So parang nagkataon talaga, and our theme for She Talks that year was about mental health. I think we even had you.
I did one She Talks Asia. That must have been
That was-
one.
Yeah,
I
that
don't know
must have
when,
been I
forgot.
Matter. Maybe that was
I
it.
think
Our
so.
our mental health summit, 2019 pa. Maybe that was it. I'm not sure. But anyway.
Basta I was there once.
Okay. Ay, grabe. Kailangan ko ng ano nito, computer para balikan. But I know that we've crossed paths, in this advocacy space. So that's why it's important to me. And it's also important to have the language, to have the understanding, and for people to we will, the thing is, we will never fully understand what another individual is going through. Even actually, if we have the same, let's say we're both like this. Let's say we're both labeled with something, and we're both experiencing something.
We
It
go
will still
through
be
different things.
Yes, it will still be different, but to a certain degree, at least some level of compassion and empathy, I hope, is there, and some level of understanding. Yeah.
Did talking about it help you heal?
Yes,
Aw.
definitely. And because, I told you, it was cathartic. And I was ready. That I'm so grateful I had that privilege to grieve not in the public eye. It's difficult. Imagine yourself. Imagine
Oh
yourself
my
having to
goodness.
deal with that.
It must have been so difficult. I can't even start to.
Oo. That's why now,
Diba?
when we know of people who are grieving because they've lost somebody in this manner, I hope that we can give them a lot of compassion and kindness. Just give them space to grieve, and no, without judgment, just compassion.
That is so beautiful and nice. Giving people just like space to
Yeah,
grieve
yeah.
and be on their own.
Doesn't have to be on their own, but just support. Yung parang, not just, let's not judge. Because I'm talking about the online world,
Tama.
where, these things happen. And I'm not just talking about public figures. Because right now, we're almost all public.
You know,
Diba?
that's true.
Diba?
That is true.
Yung mga
Tama, tama.
kaibigan, just please give them,
To someone going through grief, what is something that has helped you go through that very difficult moment?
crying. Yeah. Crying is healing. Very, very healing. And maybe that's why actually becoming an actress became therapeutic as well.
I feel the same way. I mean, I haven't acted as much as you have, but I find it so therapeutic, especially those crying scenes. Parang, yes, one, very fulfilling. And then I'm like, okay, set up.
Set up to release.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you don't have to be an actor to do that. Just allow for it to come. And hilig ko kasing namnamin lahat eh. Pati yung pag-emote drama, ninanamnam ko din yan. Oo. So, that has been very healing for me. And just, don't judge yourself na, tama ba to? Because, grief is forever. Hindi ko kasi ma-articulate the way Andrew Garfield articulated grief. So, let's just go back to his words. But it's true. And I like knowing that love, that that pain is actually love. The grief that I feel, it is love. That because I miss them, it is painful because I love them.
Oh, that is actually so interesting because the pain that you feel, what you said, is actually the loss of love.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The loss of love, and in the physical realm. But the love stays eternal in my heart and soul. So that's, to me, beautiful. That's why that's the beauty of grief for me. Parang I lean in actually. When I feel that pain, I really lean in because it's just me remembering. And sometimes you forget na eh.
Tama.
It's been so long.
Or I think you learn to live with it.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, and sometimes, my, even if we're discussing now, but sometimes it will just hit me. I miss my dad, mama, like that. But, ow, masakit, pero it keeps them alive in my life, and
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, last few questions.
sigurado ka?
Oh, on a lighter note, what is the best advice you've gotten on love?
Oh gosh, not on love, but about love.
Okay,
Okay,
about love.
from my father. Dapat galing sa puso lagi. Parang come from the heart, or do it with love. Laging ganon. It was always coming from the heart. So my father was a man that, he loved. Oh boy, did he love. But he did all things with love. Yeah.
What about disagreements? When you and Ben disagree, are you the type to, we need to fix it right away, or do you talk through it? Are you the type to confront, or
I'm
how-
all.
How do you deal with disagreements?
Well, he likes to debate. I'm very emotional. It's really interesting, but I have since learned to we're trying our best not to have conversations past 9 or 10 p.m.
Oh.
Because that's when disagreements turn into bigger things. So I think disagreements are okay. Actually, discourse is good. And you learn a lot from that. I think I have to be a lot less emotional and him a little less logical.
Or more emotional.
Yun. So parang, and a little more empathetic. He's compassionate, but sometimes not the most sensitive. Alam mo yun? So, but he's, again, very chill. Ako talaga but I don't like sleeping nang hindi resolved.
Okay.
Oo. I want to always, yung, basta bago tayo matulog, nakapag I love you ako sa'yo.
Okay.
Kailangan sa akin yun. Kasi, I think it comes from losing somebody suddenly. So I don't want to, ayoko yung idea na mangyari ulit na I lose someone nang hindi ako nakapag I love you. Nang maayos. Yun. Alam ko sabi mo lighter to, pero
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I know.
Okay, lighten natin ulit.
Lighter.
Come on.
So you're one of the founders of Actor, and it's an organization for actors in the
Yes.
Philippines in the entertainment industry. I want to know, in like a sentence or two, what did you found it for?
What was the vision?
What was the vision and what was the goal of building Actor?
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, in 2023 tuloy. In 2020, a group of actors met online with a shared vision to have better protocols and better protection for the community of actors. Because that was in the thick of the pandemic,
Yes.
at the height of the pandemic. So we have we have support for our members. This is free therapy for our members, unlimited free therapy for at least the next year. We just signed that contract a month or two ago, and it is live now. And actors who need support, except psychiatrists, but psychologists, it's all free under this program and partnership that we have with Mind Nation. So for us to be able to provide that level of support for our members is a win. So we hope for more partnerships like that.
You know, that's so amazing because I think, let's say in the US, once you go through like a big project, it's normal to go through like a debriefing session with like a therapist, but we don't exactly have that.
Yes.
Here we go through these heavy roles and heavy characters, pero what happens next? Wala tayong pagpag,
Agpag.
you know? So who do we go to? So thank you for that initiative.
Thank you. Thank you for seeing that it is valuable.
Yeah. No, I totally see it and I understand. And because people see actors as this like, ano bang kailangan nila? Like these perfect things. They're on TV. They're everything people
They have
want.
everything they need and want. Actually, I want
Exactly.
what they have. Ganyan.
Exactly.
But may kapalit lahat. Diba? It's not actually always a glamorous job. Actually, the glamorous side of that is just what you see because Instagram is highlight
finished
reel.
product.
It's the finished product. You're watching the film. You're watching us do the promos. But the filming of it, the research, the pressure, that's some of the things that people don't
Don't
understand and don't see. And kasi nga, they haven't stepped in our shoes yet. So now, only people who have been here can have a better understanding of that.
That is true. And my last set of questions. Now this is such one of the biggest parts of your life, but talk to me about Deia.
Oh, she's the best part. Come on.
Yeah, talk to me about Deia. How is it having her? What surprised you about motherhood? What is the best part?
Oh wow. I never knew my my heart was capable of loving this much. It was
Mm.
all about me before. Even when I was going gaga over other boys, it was never really, you know, this is pala the right kind of love.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'd like to think, sana tama ako. Yung best part about it is, to me, it's unconditional. I hope, I hope I don't demand things from her. I'm trying not to. Um, she's she's the best teacher. We're often told that we are here to teach and guide and raise our kids, but honestly, they are teaching us a lot. Deia is teaching me a lot.
What has she taught you?
Um, the experience of motherhood has taught me to be more intentional, to be more regulated. No, because you have to be regulated
Yes.
because your child is co-regulating with you. I mean, yeah, it's called co-regulation. She's regulating herself through you, your emotions.
Ah.
So
So the child gets.
if you are not calm, the child will not be calm. When she's having a
Okay.
tantrum and you have a tantrum, edi tantrum party na lang
Okay.
tayo, 'di ba? Hindi pwedeng ganon. So, I have to be able to regulate my emotions even if I'm in panic mode na or galit ako. I'm aware, even sometimes the disagreements with Ben, I have to tone it down. I have to bring it to another room. Yung ganyan, I'm becoming more aware
Okay.
of a lot of things. And it's really a big surprise because again, I feared it once, 'di ba? But now I am loving it. You know,
Oh, that is so special.
it's special and it's it's such a gift, and I know that so many women are scared of having a child. And I also will not pressure those who do not talaga completely are so clear that they do not want to have a child. Good for you. Because the last thing you want is to force somebody to have a child and they will not have the same journey, right? But if you are just kind of like fearing because of certain things, but you're kind of open to it, uh, just be more open to it, because
Okay.
it can teach you a lot of things. Not in hindsight because it's happening now. Okay, actually, what I've come to realize is if I had day, I think around 35, maybe I would have started being smarter about my money earlier because I would have iba na eh,
Iba na yung
oo,
priorities.
ibang priorities na. I would have had, I would have had to be more responsible pa at that time. Adulting. Kasi, pre-Deia, di
Me,
pa ako,
me.
oo, having fun lang always, ba? Parang, okay, work, but it wasn't as serious. Now, the stakes are high because I have a child. Parang, I have to be better. I'm not gonna have it all together. I'm not gonna say that. It's not going to be a perfect journey, but I have to try harder, right? And that's what having Deia has taught me. I have to be more focused because it's going to be hard. You're juggling so many things already. But also, I have to have more compassion towards others and my child, and especially myself, because inevitably, I will make mistakes. So, yun. It's, again, great teacher, right?
What about parenting? What are you excited to teach her about? Especially now it's Women's Month. What would you want to teach her about women?
I think the best way to teach is to lead by example. Mm? So, what I am showing her now by working, is that it's okay and normal for a woman to work. I have to do better at working at home because I also want to teach her the value of of why it's necessary. Ano kasi ako eh. My mother was too strict about keeping the home clean na parang
Are you type A, type B?
typewriter. No, B. Nako,
B?
A. Oo.
Hindi din ako.
Hindi talaga ako. I'm, you know, I also don't spend enough time at home. So that's something I want to do more
more
of. I mean, I do, but it'll just be focused on Deia. But I want us to do more, yes, chores together, but do it in a fun way. Because that's not the environment I was raised in. Parang it was more of based, you have to do your chores because it's something you feared. You'd get punished if you didn't do it. Now, I want it to be sana fun. I want her to know that a woman should be, she can take up space. You know? If you're loud, you're loud. But tone it down when needed. Huwag ka naman sumigaw sa mga parang nagpapapansin ka. But you just be yourself. And so I'm so silly around her. And I want to, at some point, I would like for her to have the audacity to ask
Ask for what she
for what
wants.
she wants. 'Di ba? Not demand. Diba? Ask. Yung may humility pa rin. Pero alam mo yung self-worth mo. So, you understand what I mean? Kasi
I get it.
not from a bratty place of
Tama.
entitlement. So hard kasi it's a fine line.
Tama.
But from an empowered place of self-worth.
Gets. That is a very tricky
Line.
line. No?
Sana magawa ko. I mean, kasi yan eh. It's all, we don't know. I mean, can we do another interview in 20 years and let's see
Yes.
how I've
Please.
done?
Please.
Yeah, because I don't know. I'm just doing my best. I'm just showing her. But the values I'm really trying to instill in her are kindness, generosity. I want her also to see, I don't want her to see me as a perfect human. Because I don't want her to be pressured to feel like she has to be perfect.
Oh, ang ganda nun.
Mm.
Like, I like that you allow your kids to see your flaws or that you're not perfect or mommy can make mistakes, but it's okay. But we're learning together.
And I'll process it with her. And then same with Ben. Yung ganun din siya with Deia. Yung these things happen. And we it's very important to process things. You think they're not smart enough but to do that, they already are. They can
Kids
understand.
are so smart.
Yeah.
Ang galing nila. Okay, and my last question to close the podcast before my this and that questions
Meron pa. Okay.
is
Wag
women,
math ha, wag math.
not math.
Charot lang, char lang.
4 plus joke.
Yeah.
Okay, so women are expected to have it all figured out in their 30s, you know, get married, find the right career, find love, but you don't necessarily follow that timeline. You were on your own timeline. You got married at 37, you had Deia at 40. What can you say to those women who think they're not doing enough or they're not there yet?
Oh, they're not exactly where they should
Yes,
be.
or they're not exactly where they need to be.
You know, I'm a bit of a rebel.
I can see that now.
But I got married at 36 actually.
Okay, sorry.
But
get
it's
married at
just
36.
one year. But kind of, diba, close? I think I got married at 36. I'm not sure
Sorry, the
anymore. Or
internet
baka
said 37.
Baka nga 37. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. 2018, how old was I? My gosh. But it's just a year. But, you know, basically the point there is I didn't follow a script. But a lot of that is based of fear.
Really?
Kind of. Ish.
Really?
Fear and also wanting to prove that there are two sides. Okay, there are several layers to it because we're complex. It's not as simple like, oh,
Exactly.
it's only because I was I wanted this for myself. No, it's not actually how it went. At 25, actually, my first love, I thought we would get married. And then I had a boyfriend also. Around 25, I thought I'd get married. And when that didn't happen, I thought also before 30. And when that didn't happen, I felt like, hey, I'm good. And I met Ben. I was turning 30. I'm not going to marry him right away. I wasn't in that headspace. I had just lost my dad. Parang, then I had just moved to a new network. My headspace
ang
was really
daming-
not there.
yeah,
Ang
there were so
daming
many things
changes.
happening.
So many things happening. And ang daming work. But I always would say it was because of work, always work. Parang pushing things back because of work. And then eventually, parang I wanted to prove that I could. I could.
So may ganon.
May ganong aspect na I can be,
okay.
I'm gonna be, kasi naalala ko yung dating Cosmo woman. Alam mo, media kasi defines a lot of the way we think, ha? Kaya kailangan.
I don't like it, but
It's true. So we have to be very careful also because we have a platform that is that is media, right? So, fun, fearless female, parang ganyan, live your life, ganyan. Empowered, ganyan.
Tama.
And then I heard somebody say, oh, don't get married early. So ako parang, oo nga. And of course, I also knew na there was so much I still needed to work on inside. Alam mo yun? And I was also scared because I came from a family na my parents were separated. So I didn't have a good picture of a family. I was scared that I would have that.
So did you push everything
I pushed
back?
everything back. Parang, okay pa naman ako eh. Okay ako.
Okay.
I'm thriving. I can thrive. Ganyan.
Work, career, great.
Ganyan. Great. Ayan. So, then finally, Ben, marry me na. Ganon. Nahihirapan na akong pumayat. I'm gonna feel, nakakatawa yung talagang yung, but that
But
was
did
just,
you always want to?
get married?
Oo.
Romantic ako, so syempre.
Okay.
But you push things back because think you
So
can
he was
get
just waiting for you.
oh yeah.
Hinihintay ka lang,
feeling.
Isa.
Ready
When
na
you're
siya.
ready.
But also one of the conversations there was like, he wanted a child. It was clear to him. And I was iffy about it. Because nga. So sabi ko, maybe via surrogate? Mga ganun.
Ganyan
yung mga-
din ako. Ganyan na
Girl,
ganyan.
Girl.
Ang
And
dami
then,
ko nang naisip.
ang dami ko sinasabi. Pati sa mga interviews dati, parang, maybe isang beses, ta sabi ko pa, kasi gusto ko maintindihan as an actor kung ano ba talaga tong motherhood. Yung mga ganun. Pero alam mo, nung na-experience ko siya, kaya yun yung greatest teacher ko, na gusto ko pala siya. Napaka-humbling. Kaya din, siguro, if you catch yourself operating from a place of fear, take a pause and reflect. And maybe you need to fix something muna internally.
I like that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
if I could go back, I wish I got married a little earlier and that I had a child a little earlier. Ako ito ha, hindi ko ito i-impose sa ibang tao. Because everything has pros and cons. The upside here is that I am more mature. I was in a better headspace when I had Deia. The downside is the physical recovery is harder. And I'm not just talking about losing weight. I'm talking about health issues. Having a toddler, giving birth at 40, and having a toddler while you're entering perimenopause is not easy.
Yes.
Yes, it's not health-wise. So, just think about it. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just that pwede naman palang a little earlier pa. I was just fearful. But again, kanya-kanyang timeline to. Wag din kayong ma-pressure na I have to have this at this time. We have to give God, the universe, wiggle room to work.
His magic.
Oo. His divine plans for us. Because I was not planning Deia. I was negotiating to have a baby at
Really?
42.
What?
Yes.
Oh.
And God stepped in. Sabi niya, girl, it's time.
It's time. That was
Halika
the best
dito.
time.
Hinila niya talaga yung buhok ko. Ganon. Pak. Ganon. No, he had to step in. God had to step in for me to realize what I actually needed.
Would you want another child?
Of course. In God's perfect time. And if I hope that is your will, Lord. Of course. But we surrender.
Oh, thank you for sharing. Our last segment, this is going to be super quick, is this or that. So just give the first thing that comes off your head. Okay. Drama or comedy role?
Well, drama's the only thing I know kasi hindi ako binibigyan ng comedy role.
Alam mo, bagay ka sa comedy.
Yun nga eh,
Now that
komedyante
I
ako.
see, bagay ka sa comedy.
Thank you, pakipan nga yung
alam mo,
camera sa kanila.
ba't di mo siya? Si
Hindi,
Miss Izap
kasi-
nakakatawa talaga.
Oo, actually, I love making people laugh. Pero hindi ko alam, ito lang at dahil totoo tayo, hindi ko din alam kung kaya ko siya, kung if it will translate in narrative setting. Hindi ako trained eh, but I'm willing to learn, as always. Iba kasi siyang skill set ha.
Yeah, yung timing, comedic
lahat.
timing.
In real life,
you've done
I
a
have-
comedy.
no.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Like, ako yung nagpapatawa. I'll always be in a comedy with the most serious role. Ba't natatawa kayo? Oh.
Natatawa.
Nakakainis, di ba? Yun na comedy. Yung role ko yung lawyer na kapatid na serious. Uy, ano ba yan? Direct when, deramas. Pagbigyan mo naman ako, work your magic there, bulong mo kay God. Or kahit mang rom-com. Parang feeling ko pang rom-com.
Pati rom-com,
talaga ako.
hindi?
Hindi, nagkaroon ako.
Okay.
Kami ni Ian Veneracion for we had a show called B&B. It was during the pandemic. A few episodes lang. I think 8 episodes produced by Sangria Productions. So, yeah, that was fun. Parang it felt a lot like
Lighter.
me. Oo,
Okay.
me in real life.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
GMA or ABS-CBN days?
Wow, Deia days. I now work
Nice
for Deia
answer.
Network.
Great answer.
Uh-huh.
Manila or London?
Uy, Manila. I keep coming back to Manila. Filipina ako. Pero, sa London, alam mo ba, ang hirap kaya i-assess ng ano doon.
Alam mo, hindi
Ang
ko
hirap
masyado bet.
I
I'm
love
sorry.
it.
Talaga?
But the weather, mas matindi pa ang mood swings nun kaysa sa mood swings ko. Kasi
Talaga ba?
it can be
Ah,
hot,
malamig.
cold, rainy. Basta different seasons in one day. Parang hindi ko siya how will I
Gets.
dress up for this
Gets.
weather? At least dito alam kong mainit.
Oo, mainit. Yun na yun.
Yeah. Plus, Manila is my home. I've never lived anywhere else. I've
But
never
would you
lived.
want to live abroad?
Only Deia will
Will
make me
be able.
live somewhere else. It will, should that time come, it will be because she has to go to school somewhere. Ganyan. But Manila is my home and the Philippines has given me
Ako
so
din,
much.
The Philippines is my home.
Oo, mahal na mahal ko ang Pilipinas. Kaya sana mahal.
Yung Tagalog, man.
Sana, hindi. Kaya I really care about our motherland, our country.
And you're very vocal about it.
And as vocal as I can be when given the opportunity.
Amihan or Darna?
Oh, I
know, that's hard. That's
Oo
hard.
naman, alam natin, amihan.
Oh.
But syempre, iba yung challenge ko sa Darna. Ang hirap mag-stunt ng almost 40,
Grabe,
ah.
nag-amihan ka, nag-Darna ka pa.
At saka, almost
Mag-Mama
40.
Mary ka pa. Mama Mary now. Now I know it's a quote-unquote Mama Mary.
No, but Darna was challenging because I was almost 40 when I did that. And my stunts there were more difficult than the stunts I performed for Encantadia.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was, but I was also more physically fit by the time I did that. Because in 2005, I was not as fit as I am now.
Okay.
But I was younger. So magkaiba.
Morning workouts or late night workouts?
Oh, morning workouts.
Are you a morning person?
I have to be. I have a toddler. Gaano, Day? Kahit matulog ka ng 2 a.m., gigisingin ka niya ng 6.
Oh my
6,
God.
hindi siya gigising ng 6 na
Since
ngayon.
7
But before.
p.m.
At ngayon, gigisingin ka niya ng 6. Oo, or like, Mama, Mama, Dede, ganyan. So, cute. Girl, gusto ko matulog. Hindi, but it's the best. Kasi we co-sleep eh. So, wala, I have to be a morning person. Because, well, when I was younger, I used to do night workouts because that was the only time I could. Because if you're coming from taping that ends at 9 a.m., di matutulog ka, di gabi ka na makaka-workout. No.
Yeah, tama.
Tapos, pero hindi din tama. Alam mo yun, parang,
Yeah. Kasi it
you're
kind of messes
suppo-
up your sleeping.
yeah, and you're supposed to wind down already.
Hi, that's what I'm trying to learn.
Yeah, and that's why I love working out in the morning. I like to seize the day as well. Parang, I feel like, sorry. I like to set the tone to my day.
Okay.
So I feel like once I've done my workout and I've clocked in something for myself na. I've done my work.
Okay.
I've done one.
So that
at
was
least
like your time, me time.
Oo.
na yun.
And ginawa ko na yun para sa sarili ko. Para din to be at my best when I am with Deia. Masaya na ako eh.
Tama.
Oo.
Cook at home or eat out?
My gosh, I'd love to say cook at home.
Nagluluto ka ba?
Hindi. Hindi, I can. It's not, I'd rather work out.
Talaga?
Oo. I don't, kasi we have a cook.
Ah,
But
okay,
I
okay.
feel, pag sabihin mo sa akin, wala ka ibang gagawin, ito lang, okay, I'm willing to cook. I can cook bolognese, bolognese. I can cook. I've tried cooking tinola. Alam mo yung very basic.
Okay.
Pero kung gugustuhin mo naman ng isang bagay, matututo ka eh. Siguro, sabi ko pag nagkaroon ako ng anak, mag-aaral ako magluto, hindi pa nangyayari. Pero siguro, sana mangyari.
Pag ganyan din ako, sabi ko, 2026, I'm gonna learn how to cook.
Oh,
Hindi pa
God
nangyari.
bless us.
God bless.
Ang dami natin kasing ginagawa.
Tama, no?
Girl!
Podcast pa tayo.
Oo.
Ang dami
May
naming
mga
gusto.
advocacy work pa, may mga
Yes,
business pang gustong gawin.
yes.
O ano ba talaga? May nanay pa. My gosh,
Nanay
Kylie,
pa.
gawin mo na lahat to
I
para mas
know.
mabigyan mo ng oras yung anak mo.
You know what? In like a few years.
Oo.
Okay,
Hindi
jeans
ko
or...
naman sinabi ngayon. Oo. Oo, gawin mo
Diba?
pa to. Kasi,
Everything. Gawin ko lahat.
gawin mo kasi life will really change ha. Hindi kita
Yeah,
tinatakot.
that's why I want to finish all my goals first.
Ay,
Before...
hindi. You will never finish
Ha?
your goals
Talaga?
because I still have
Ay, you know
goals. Girl,
Sige,
the goals
finish
will
what I
always
want.
be there. But you just lay the foundation so that it's
Okay.
already working for you when you have a child.
Okay.
I wish I did that.
I like that. I feel like now I'm on my building foundation
Yes.
stage.
Yes, and then all that you're
Yun.
planting now, hopefully they are working for you so you have more time to be with your child.
I like that advice. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, may naibigay na ambag ako. Sana sa inyo din meron akong naiambag.
Okay, wine night or coffee date?
I don't really drink. So,
Kala ko ba you're, pumaparty ka?
sabi ko noon.
Ako, hindi din ako mainom.
Actually, I can't handle liquor. So, I've already made it, I've already told myself, if it doesn't serve me, why bother? Coffee, bulletproof coffee in the morning when I need to have a sharper mind.
Okay. And one thing that needs to change in the Philippines.
Oh. The disparity between the rich and the poor.
Yes.
I mean, we have to be better. I don't know how that's going to happen. Hindi ko alam kung paano natin hindi ko alam, wala sa akin ang solusyon. Pero sana magbago, sana mas ma-educate. Unang-una sa tingin ko, mas mabigyan natin ng pagkain yung mga tao para mas makapag-isip sila at makapag-aral. So, education. So, food security, education. And then, I think a lot of things can change when we do that so that they can elect better leaders who will actually want better for most of the Filipinos, not just for a few Filipinos.
Tama. And what is the best thing about motherhood?
learning to love unconditionally.
Aww.
I hope. Kaya pag-usapan natin in 20
In
years.
20
Kasi right
years,
now,
when-
unconditional pa yung love ko sa kanya. Sana ganun. Kasi 'di ba minsan I catch myself na ang dami kong binibigay. Sana isang araw hindi ko isumbat na binigay
Tama.
ko to.
Tama.
So, I'm conscious about that. Trying my best. Na, these loving decisions, this love that I'm giving for you and loving decisions I'm making for you, I hope I'm doing it because I just want to pour into you so that mas buo ka. So, sana hindi din ako ang magbasag nun. Yun yung prayer ko. So, basta conscious at aware tayo, yun ang mahalaga. So, but right now, that's the best thing. That the unconditional love.
I'm excited to see how Deia grows up. I'm sure she's growing up in like such a loving, well-regulated, with two amazing parents. So I'm excited to see how she grows up. And
Thank
Iza,
you.
thank you so much for
Thank
doing.
you.
I feel like we can talk we can talk about so many things.
We've
and,
been talking for 2.5 hours.
I know it's crazy, but
We're-
I feel like we can, because she's Iza. I can learn so much from you.
We learn so much from each other. Hindi lang ako allowed to ask more.
Yeah.
So we'll ask more about you when we have our dinner.
When we have our dinner,
Oh.
we need to have, because I feel like the boys need to
connect. Yes.
Diba?
For sure. I'm so surprised Emil has been here for 5 years pala and they've never crossed
Yeah.
never crossed paths.
And I don't think he goes out also.
Yan yun kasi nga
Yun nga.
they need a network support system.
Pero mas prefer ko na yun.
Oo.
Kaysa sa
Oo naman.
malabas.
Oo.
Diba?
They're very focused. I believe in what they're doing. So
That's true.
we're lucky to have mga
We're very lucky.
focused, masipag men, and they're even luckier to have
Have
us.
us.
Nakakainis yung biglang nag-shift. Even luckier. Joke.
Pinapanood nila, what are these girls saying? Diba?
We love you.
We love you
we're
guys.
lucky. We're blessed to have our partners, and I wish you well.
Thank
I
you
wish
so
you
much.
well.
And I really appreciate you coming over and really sharing. You have like such a wealth of experiences that people want to learn and get to know from. So thank you so much for
Thank
sharing.
you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to connect with you and your audience today and share a little bit about what I've learned so far in life. So thank you.
Thank you. And this has been Almost Honest, guys. And where can we follow you?
Oh,
Or
I'm on social media at Miss Iza Calzado on Instagram, Iza Calzado on Facebook, TikTok, Isadora Calzado. I should streamline this. And our podcast between Iza and Ben on social. So that's it for now. And yeah.
thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to follow Iza, and I'll see you guys next episode.
Pana? Thank you.